Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Irish Radio 1, Jerry Byrne. Since the onset of COVID and all the rest, I've been speaking to many of the great, the good and the talented, and what incredible talent indeed we have from the Emerald Isle. Now my next guest is a gentleman who hails from Crossmolina in County Mayo, now resident in Galway. And he has had the esteem of representing Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest in 1997 and finishing up in second place, just beside Katrina and the Waves. Truly incredible success and a great showing indeed for Ireland and for this gentleman indeed in the Eurovision then. He's done many, many other things as well. I'm delighted to say hello to the one and only Marc Roberts. Marc, how are you?
I'm very well, Jerry. Great to talk to you.
Same as that, Marc. Listen, tell me, how did you become involved in music in the first place?
Well, it's like everything else. I heard a great expression. I think music finds you as opposed to me wanting to do it. I remember since I was a kid, and like every other singer, I sang in church, sang at weddings, sang at funerals. I just loved singing. And by the time I was 10 or 11, I started writing songs. Not very good ones, but I always knew I wanted to write. And that went from there. And then, of course, when I finished college, I ended up doing shows and gigs all around Ireland, in pubs and hotels and all that kind of thing. And that was really the start of it, and the start of the interest, I suppose, in what I was doing from other people, and the songwriting as well. That really came to the fore then around about that time, so it was great. Loved it.
Right, that is excellent. You've truly got a passion for the for the music. Now, tell us about the whole thing. How did you become involved? First of all, the National Song Contest in Ireland, and then on to Eurovision.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was back in '97. It was done as a national song contest for us, as you correctly said, as opposed to the way it's evolved to all kinds of selections and God knows what. So. And people ask me, will Ireland ever win Eurovision? Will the UK ever win Eurovision again? To me, and I keep saying it to people, it's called the Eurovision Song Contest. It's all about a good song, nothing else. And any time that we've done well, we've always had a good song. And we've had a song that didn't sound like a Eurovision song. Sometimes you'd sing something and people would go, oh, that's a real Eurovision song. But that never happens. For some reason. So, John Farry, who manages Nathan Carter, had written this song, and he was doing some stuff with Charlie McGettigan. And Charlie and I had been in Nashville about 2 years before that. IMRO, the Irish Music Rights Organisation, and ASCAP, the American Association, they joined forces. And they brought 6 of us to America to do songwriting for a week. So there was myself, Charlie McGettigan, Mick Hanley, Jimmy McCarthy, Eleanor McAvoy, and Sinead Lohan. And we were there for the week, and we sang in the Bluebird Cafe, and we were in the Grand Ole Opry, and we met Garth Brooks, and we met everybody. It was a really big deal, and it was filmed for Irish television. And while I was there, I got really friendly with Charlie McGettigan. And when we came home, Charlie got in touch, and he said, John Farry has this song, and I've told him you're the man to sing it. And this was a time when Garth Brooks was absolutely huge in Ireland. Like, he still is huge, but I mean, everybody was singing his songs, everybody knew him. And the song, Mysterious Woman, is effectively a country song. So it was because of Charlie. I recorded the demo, they entered it, and then I got the call to say that I was going to have to appear on national television, which I did, and I performed the song live, and then we had our national song contest. So people would have heard it twice or 3 times at this point. And I performed it second last on the night and won the competition, and that was it. That was the opportunity and the chance then to represent Ireland.
And absolutely incredible, and well done on it. And you finished up a very, very respectable second place.
Well, Jerry, do you know what I was afraid of? Because don't forget, in the previous 4 years, we had won it 3 times. And everybody, it was like Eurovision, they were calling it. It was like Ireland is the home of Eurovision. And it costs an absolute fortune. So, as a result, everybody was like, yeah, we've won it 3 years now in a row. Come on, we can't win this again. Even in RTE, the national broadcaster, they were saying to me, they're going to close the canteen. We do not have a penny. They've even left now, mind you, but we won't talk about that. Yes. But it was they just kept saying, we can't win this. And my fear was coming second last, not coming second, because I just thought everybody's going to get so tired of Ireland winning Eurovision that they're not even going to listen to me. But it actually went the other way. It was the first year they had tele-voting, so I think everybody in the UK voted, we got 12 points, so everybody voted for me, and then everybody in Ireland voted for the UK, which was lovely. So we both got 12s, and that was the first time ever that happened. And the results came in and they kept going back and forth, and then Katrina and the Waves won for the UK and I came second. It was the best possible place I could have come for me, because everybody was happy. We kind of proved a point that we could win it. We had a good enough song, good enough performance that we came second. And I signed my record deal and my publishing deal that morning. So the following day after Eurovision, I was off on the plane, so I didn't care.
Right, excellent. That was truly superb. And as you say, I think one of the secrets of Eurovision is it's all about the song. It's if you've got a good song, you do it.
Totally. And then if you think, if people go, I watched it the other night, and a lot of people said to me, it was crap. There was some amazing songs in there. If you heard them, I still firmly believe you're better off just listening to the songs. Don't watch. And then people say it's like a fashion show, it's like a circus. They have to do all those things to stick their heads above the parapet. There's 36 countries or something in it. You will remember the guy, the drag queen, the whatever it is, and then you kind of wait to see them perform, and then you hear the song. It's not the other way around. Something draws your attention, be it something mad or crazy or stupid that they do, but then all of a sudden you find yourself listening. And don't forget, these are still pretty much the best songs that each of these countries can send forward. But there's still brilliant songs in there. But yeah, it's all about the song. If you hear any of the songs that have won for the last couple of years and you hear them out of context, you'll say, that's a really good song. I mean, a couple of years ago, the Netherlands came second with a band called the Common Linnets. And it's something to do with a storm. I forget the name of it, but it's a country song, and it's a brilliant country song. That could be number one in America. Check it out; you'll love it, and then you'll realise there's some great songs in there.
Indeed. Oh yes, definitely there are, and that is the thing about it. Unfortunately, this year Ireland didn't make it to the finals of the competition, and there's much controversy, of course, about the UK entry, which got the dreaded 0 point from both the juries and indeed the viewers around Europe.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't know what happened. Really, it all changed this year in some shape or form, but there's still some great songs in there, without a doubt. It's a pity.
Indeed, it's a huge event. Mark, you later on went to do some songwriting collaborations with Daniel O'Donnell.
Yeah, Jerry, that was funny because for years I'd been sending songs to Daniel, and of course he is and still is the probably biggest artist to come out of Ireland. And every time he'd listen to the song and he'd call me up and he'd go, I love the song, but it's just not me. And I could never figure out what he was. And we ended up touring together in Australia and Tasmania. And we were gone for 6 weeks. And Don Collins, my manager, was listening to us talking about songs one day. And he said, for God's sake, would you just go and write something together? And Daniel said, maybe we could. So when we came home, I'd say about a week later, I decided to head to his house, and we wrote a song that night. Following day, we wrote another one, and it continued from there. He had never written a song in his life before that, so we ended up writing, we had the guts of 20 songs written, and most of the Until the Next Time album. And one of the songs, Crush on You, we had a top 20, I think it was 16 or something it went to in the UK pop charts.
Excellent.
And would you believe this was just a week before they axed Top of the Pops? I was that close to getting to it.
Right, okay, yes, indeed, they that got axed indeed a number of years ago. But there you go. You've certainly had a credible success in music, Mark. You've had you've taken it around the world. I mean, it's taking you every place.
Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about music. It's just the universal language. I mean, you can go any place on the planet. We have a show that we do, a tribute to the music of John Denver. And that's come down to the fact that since I was a kid, my mum always said to me, you should listen to John Denver songs. I think that suits you. But as I always say, when I was a kid, John Denver, God rest him, always reminded me of the Milky Bar Kid. And I didn't think he was cool. So as I got older and went to college and started meeting girls and started singing at parties and started doing all that kind of stuff, I discovered everybody loved John Denver's music, and I learned everything, and I just couldn't get enough. So we put together a show of which we do a full multimedia journey through his life. I narrate his life story. We have huge pictures of him all through his life, and we sing roughly 26 songs. And we've sold out the National Concert Hall in Ireland here in Dublin a couple of times, and we've toured it to Belgium. We were in Australia. We were in the States with it. They brought me to Aspen in Colorado to his hometown to perform some of his songs, and we got to meet his band and some of his friends, and so it's been amazing. And actually, just before lockdown, one of the last gigs we did the show in Sri Lanka. We sold out a show in Colombo and another one in Kandy up in the tea plantations. So it's just the universal language of music. It just touches everybody. It's amazing.
Indeed, it does. Yes, and I think that I think the show you do and your good self singing, the songs of John Denver. I think there's got to be, I don't realise that people love the songs of the late John Denver, but you're obviously doing them justice. The justice and the show was obviously
thank
good.
you for saying so. People say that. I don't ever hear the fact that people say I sound like John Denver, but I take it as the biggest compliment in the world because I just thought he had the most gorgeous voice. And the one lovely thing, Jerry, is because of the fact that everybody knows all the songs, from Take Me Home Country Roads, Back Home Again, any song, Thank God I'm a Country Boy, Grandma's for the Best. Sure, look, you could have 50 of them, but we narrowed it down to 26. But everybody sings their hearts out, and every bit of it is live. So it's a case of if people want to sing the chorus of Take Me Home Country Roads for the 10th time, we just keep going. We do it. And that's the one thing I miss, and I just can't wait to get back doing it.
Yes, I was just going to say that you're obviously the same as all the other singers. You really miss the whole buzz of doing the live shows and meeting people and all of that.
Absolutely. It's what keeps us going. It's a little battery pack that keeps your energy levels up and everything. Now, no more than yourself, I do radio and I love that, and it's a way of connecting with people, but you really can't beat walking out onto a stage, connecting with people, and then chatting to them at the end of the night and giving them a hug. It just seems bizarre that you can't give anybody a hug. You can't go near them. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. Indeed
so. It's going to be a little while yet, I think, before everyone will get back in action on stages again. But things are looking better. Certainly, they're looking a lot brighter than they were this time last year.
God, and you know what, Jerry? I think the most important thing, and thank God first, that nobody told us this time last year that we'd still be like this year.
Yes, exactly.
I think if we knew that, we would all be, there'd be an awful lot more problems. But I'm just glad we're this far, and let's keep positive, and let's do what we have to do to get back and be safe.
Indeed so. Any additional projects, any new things you're doing, or your plans to resume doing the John Denver tribute shows?
Oh God, absolutely. We have shows in. We're going to go back to Sri Lanka. That's on the cards. We have a show in Ghent in Belgium coming up. We also have we're planning shows hopefully in Germany. There'll be a lot of ones that we will do in the UK. The plan is, because we did stuff before over there, and I had my own TV show on Spotlight TV just before all of this happened, and we used to travel to the UK and film it with Bob Brawley from the BBC, and we did that for, I'd say about 2 or 3 years, and it was very popular. But when lockdown and COVID hit and all that, we couldn't travel, so we haven't done it since. So we've quite a lot of friends in the UK that come to our shows and that, but that's the plan, Jerry. I've been writing songs during lockdown with people online, and myself and Max T. Barnes have written a new song that more than likely will be my next single. If not the next single, it'll be the one after. And Max T. Barnes wrote Love Me, which was a huge hit for Colin Ray. It was a number one in America. So we've been doing some writing together, and that's always good. writing is fun. I find it cathartic. It's a way to make me happy.
Right. Well,
we need more of that.
Indeed, that's absolutely excellent. Well done on all of that. Max T, of course, is an incredibly talented artist, and indeed, you're lucky, to have one of his songs. No doubt, it'll do extremely well.
Well, yeah, but we wrote it. He came to Ireland a couple of years ago, and we wrote the song when he was over. We wrote it together. So he's an absolute gentleman. He really is, and it was an honour to get to write with him. But we wrote a new one with Charlie McGettigan online as well, as in the two of us back and forth with emails and ringing each other and all that. It was a great way of passing the really long days in the beginning, but we had to be so careful because you could get so depressed in the song. We had to make sure it was going to be a positive, uplifting kind of thing, because we both would be that kind of a person, But so just to make sure it was the best it could possibly be, but in a happy way.
Yes, exactly. Mark, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. I'm looking forward to catching up with you on stage as soon as it's safe to do so. Well done on everything that you've done. You've done a huge amount in music, and listen, long may it continue.
Jerry, thank you so much, and well done to yourself, and thank you, and a big shout out to all your listeners, and please God, we get to see you soon.